Everybody, Opendoor Technology. Today we're going to do something different. We're going to talk about Opendoor Technology, and we're going to talk about Nextdoor Holdings, the new 10 bagger, right? Opendoor looks good, stock for the future, but can Nextdoor be the next 10 bagger? Eric Jackson thinks so, and we're going to look at the chart just in case you may want to play the stock because it's looking very attractive right now. It is up a lot today. After hours, we're up 17%. So don't get caught, being a bag holder by buying the top when it sells off because every stock takes profit. What goes up must come down, especially on speculative stocks like Nextdoor. But hey, who knows? Could make people a lot of money if you get in at the right time. So that's what we're going to do today. Opendoor, Nextdoor. Eric Jackson thinks it's a good stock. To me, it looks like he's finding stocks, loading up on it, and pumping it. Is he a pumper? He could be. But at the same time, you have to remember, if it wasn't for Eric Jackson, Opendoor would have did a reverse split. And who knows, we wouldn't even be talking about Opendoor if it wasn't for Eric Jackson. So is he a pumper? Possibly. But he did save Opendoor, and you got to be grateful for that, right? So here's the daily chart for Opendoor. We've been trading on the $7 support for many days now. I think a whole week we've been trading on the support at $7. We go up and we come down. We go up and we come down. That's the pattern Opendoor seems like they're working on, right? Here's a weekly chart. Not too much going on in the weekly chart. Pretty much we're just consolidating sideways. Not too much here to see on a weekly. Nothing too special going on with the MACD and RSI on a daily either. We're just consolidating. And remember, this is more so a recovery stock, which is supposed to recover 2026 sometime. Hopefully mid 2026. Now let's check out Nextdoor. Can Nextdoor be the next 10 bagger like Eric Jackson said? Now on the weekly chart, it actually looks decent where it could go up some more. Could possibly go up some more on a weekly chart. It has room to grow on a MACD, RSI. It has room to grow. But thing about that is that's the weekly. And if you get it now based on a weekly, you may be a bag holder. All right, you may be a bag holder. After hours, we're at 297, closed at 253. The resistance right here is at $3. Can we break $3 tomorrow? I don't know. We could go down as soon as the market opens tomorrow from the 17% after hours. We could come down. I'm going to show you where we could come down to, and I'll show you the resistance. Then I'll look at Opendoor a little bit more, and we'll go back and forth. Nextdoor, Opendoor, Nextdoor, Opendoor. So 4-hour chart, we have two green candles here. A lot of people thought it was over. It went from $2.03 all the way to $2.78 during the market was closed. Then when it opened, pretty much went down. Went all the way down to $2.20. But then it went up again. And then it came down again. So there's a lot of up and down for Nextdoor, especially the stock market. Stock market in general was up and down. But people are nervous about these kind of plays, and it still looks strong on the 4-hour. And the daily chart looks strong. But when you look at the RSI and MACD, it's pretty high. It's pretty high. The RSI is way up here. MACD is way up here. So this is what I'm looking at as far as the chart. Like if you want to get in, right? If you want to get in, this is what I'm looking at for the support, resistance. Here's the hourly chart. And we started around $1.70. We came up to $2 and $2.05. Had resistance there. And then we pumped up again from $2.02 all the way to $2.99. So this is going to be the area of focus right here. I put a line here right at the bottom of the base of the pump. And then I put a resistance line right here at the 278. So here's the base of the pump, $2.03. And here's the top, $2.78. This right here, I'm not too worried about it because this is after hour action. I don't look at after hours too much because it can be heavily manipulated. So this is what we're looking at, the 278 resistance and $2.03 support. So that's the trading channel that we're looking at for Nextdoor. When the market opens tomorrow and if it goes down, we're looking at a support around the 237 area right here. There's a support we're looking for. And if it doesn't go down to that support, then we're looking at the 250, 255 area. So right here is going to be support for tomorrow. I don't see it going on $2.03 unless it has a major sell-off. But the support is 237 to 255. And the 278 resistance right here, it probably is going to go lower than that when the market opens. I'll be surprised if it doesn't. And if it keeps going up, that's very amazing. Very amazing. But this 278 probably will be broken. And it may come down to the 237 to 255 area and trade in that area. That's what I'm looking at. Now let's look at where this stock can go if it does go higher, like the next 10 bagger and keep moving up. So the first resistance is going to be the $3 for sure, right? And the next one is going to be around $3.15. So between $3 and $3.15, there's going to be a lot of resistance in that area. After that, $3.40. So $3 is going to be the major area of resistance for the stock, $3. Now, once it breaks past $3, then you have a lot of headroom. We're talking about $6 area. Once you get out of the $3 area, the $6 area of resistance would be next. Because $3 is the main area where, it's going to struggle a little bit. The $3, $3.15, the $3.50. Will this go to $3? I think it will. I actually think it will, but I want to see it come down a little bit first before it go to $3. I like to see it come down to the 230, the 215. And if it does, I may buy some shares or some call options if it goes down to the low $2 or $1.95 for that ride to $3, possibly $6. So Nextdoor has a possibility to go to $3.50, $3.60, $3.90 area. But after that, it's going to be difficult to break through because that's going to be an area of struggle, $3. Now, if it does, you're talking about possibly $6, right? Possibly $6 if it breaks $3. But that's going to be very difficult. But we shall see. We shall see if it can break past the $3 area. But for sure, if it goes down to the dollar area, low $2 area, I probably will buy some shares and we'll see what happens. Here's the key points. Hedge fund manager Eric Jackson revealed social media platform Nextdoor as his next big idea. Jackson successfully called massive moves in Opendoor and Carvana, so many investors take his calls very seriously. Nextdoor stock spiked after Jackson post. Same thing, Opendoor. Same thing, Carvana, right? So the question is, are we seeing some selling in Opendoor because people are jumping to Nextdoor? That's a very big possibility. It happens a lot. Every time Eric Jackson promotes another stock, some people in Opendoor sell and they go to that stock. They make money. Then once they make money from that stock, a lot of times they bring that profit back to Opendoor. And let's hope they do that. Let's hope they do that and they come back. But Nextdoor is buzzing right now, trending. Eric Jackson is pumping it. So we could see higher highs for Nextdoor. But Opendoor is consolidating, kind of boring, right? Not much to do. People are looking elsewhere to make money. And Nextdoor is that stock they're looking at the moment. So that's the conclusion for Opendoor. What's going on? The chart, not too much going on. Nextdoor looks pretty big. I think tomorrow we'll see a lot of volatility, a lot of volume in Nextdoor. And people may buy shares of Nextdoor based on where the price goes. If it dips, people probably gonna buy the dip, right? Hoping it goes to the 3, 4, 5, and 6. So take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment if you have any questions about Nextdoor or Opendoor.